Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to the Canyon. Welcome back to another installment of the Quickview series. It's another tire. It's another big one. I don't know why I'm telling you all this. You probably saw the thumbnail because that's how these videos work. Susan? Today, big old Hyrax. Big old Hyrax. Disclaimers. Got to get it out of the way initially. These came in a box of stuff that is sent into the canyon. People either have things they don't want anymore, things that they want me to test. They came exactly like this. They came, they didn't come exactly like this. They were much dirtier, and they had that chalkiness of a tire that sits in a drawer for a long period of time. So they've been simple greened. As you can see, there's no telltale dot. We put the welcome back up to orange, signifying G8, because I do not believe that they are Predator. They don't have that stickiness. They just kind of pop back. No ribbing, no belting, nice little bit of chalking. Some of them were pre-vented, some of them were not. They've been run a little bit. We've got a little bit of feather across the treads. They do as I do, which is don't pay attention to the directionality and run them both ways because they're feathered on both edges of the lug. That works for me. Also, the ProLine is getting a significant advantage over other ProLine tires because it is existing in the big honkin' size. That is an industry term, which is like, here's an LP tusk. So these are non-LPs. They are fat, they are tall. They did not come with inserts. There was one set of inserts in the same box, and they are what I would call hand-hewn, but they are nice and soft. So that is what we are opting to run for the fronts. Wolverine is our test guy, for those familiar. Big cagey boy. He is our test gentleman for anything above a 5-inch tire, like starting at class 3s, 5 1/4. I was this far away from putting the carbons in here, and then I was like, what are you doing? Nobody's running a Hyrax on a big carbon wheel. Like, we're just going to put some wheels in it, which works. I did unmount the carbons from the other set of ProLine wheels. These mount very easily, which is another thing that leads me to think G8 rather than Predator. It is still coolish. You see him? You see that? That's just bold. That's just bold. We'll see if we can get him before this intro is done. Mounted up relatively easily. I have custom Cobra fabled inserts for the rears, which are, follow me here, because we needed a medium. And the carcass on these is relatively thin. The carcass did not scale up, thankfully. So we have about the same, I'm going to use a word that I made up some time ago, carcassal. The same carcassal thickness of carcass, of a class 2 Hyrax. Now, when it comes to ProLine tires, I might call it by the wrong name more than once. It's a thing I do. I'm trying to be like, I'm trying to mantrify Hyrax, Hyrax, Hyrax. Remember to call it a Hyrax. We needed something firmer for the rear. So we dug through, that's not the right size screw at all. So we dug through the board and we managed to locate what I think, that is not the right size screw either. What are we doing here? We managed to find what I think are inserts that will work because we want a little bit firmer for the rear. We're giving as many advantages as we can here to ye big Hyrax. So we took the stock insert from a 525 Canyon Trail, which is the 2.2 Canyon Trail, and we wrapped that insert with the tuning ring from a Crawler Innovations Double Deuce, that little skinny, thin line of foam. So we took an insert that looks like this, which is already a dual stage. And the way Traxxas does theirs is the inner is open cell, but it's very firm. And then this has a reasonable amount of softness. It is firmer, I would say, than this. These are soft. So this is really only suitable to the front. And then we wrapped that third wrap, so it's running triple stage in the rear. And at least on the bench, you know what? The bench feel is pretty good. I feel relatively positive about it. 147. It's another big boy. But these are going to be nice and wide too. 54. So 2 1/8 wide. I guess that's not that wide relative to the height. This is probably very close to, say, a 22 Tusk. The non-LP 22 Tusk is 5.79. So I think we're right in the same area. Not to the ludicrous sizes that like Duratrax would get with their full-blown 22 tires, where it just looks like you're mounting beach balls. Showdowns always pop into my head. So this is that hand-hewn that you saw. It fills it out, and it is quite soft, potentially over soft. It might hurt side hilling and descending. We'll see. The rear feels just about right. The question that I'm questioning myself with is, should we have just done the Canyon custom-ish triple stage Canyon trail foams? Should we have just done that 4 times? But with the wheelbase that we're rocking here, which this should be pointed out, I only noticed this yesterday while this guy was going through a little bit of a spa deal. This gentleman sports a 338 millimeter wheelbase on the driver's side and a 340 millimeter wheelbase on the passenger side, because his frame, which is this Intage tube chassis, is pretty well bent. You can kind of, do you see how both shocks kind of go that way a little bit? It's not really an optical illusion. They do, yeah, look at the angle on that one. Definitely more than that one. And we kind of have a little bit of that, you know, truck that's been in a near fatal accident and it's crab walking down the freeway. We have that, but only to the degree of about 2 millimeters. The only bend that I had originally noticed was, yeah, you can see a little, dipsy-do right there. And also, if we can line it up just right, the stinger points ever so slightly that way. Not a lot, just a little. When you take tumbles, 6 foot down a rocky escarpment, I guess those kind of bends are things that happen. I do like this part. I don't like startup tones. Most of them tend to infuriate me, but I don't know. I don't know. There's something about it. It gives me good feelings. Wolverine is growling. He's a growly boy. He's got his tough metal hat. Top of the cage was starting to look a little bit rough already, because I keep trying to drive it upside down and it doesn't work. Although on these, yeah, I don't know. We might be able to drive it out upside down. But what are we going to do? We're going to see. We're going to see 2.2 Hyrax in what I have to assume is G8. We're operating under a G8 assumption. And because of the PSI that goes along with Wolverine, you see that. You see this, right? We have just the tiniest little amount of bag. So maybe not too soft. Maybe what we're hoping for here is bench feel truth, bench feel lies. We want this to be closer than we think it is, and we want this to be as close as we think it is. We're going to all find out together as soon as I load up the camera gear and head out to where the rocks live. So at the very least, some promise for the Hyrax of unknown compound. We have to assume G8, because it was picking, flicking all the way back. It was picking stuff up and throwing it all over the place. So that's better than bad, at least. That looks pretty good. That's not as good. There we go. There we go. We gotta do that thing. There's that few seconds of allowance, because we've got to let the insert and the tire, you know, marinate. They got to get you to know each other. This wheel, particularly this particular wheel, when put on a big, what are we, 579, 575, 579, it makes the side, that's a mile of sidewall. Now, those little, basically generic IFR rings, they make the sidewall look taller than it actually is. I am noticing a certainly detectable lack of holding the rig in the line you want under steering. I guess what we would call skate, where it just kind of slides sideways. And I don't explicitly know what that's from. The Hyrax does have a bit of side lug to it. You also, like, just right there, it was just for a moment. It's detectable, but it's happening. The front end just kind of dropped to the side. Our drag brake is absolutely, like, there we go right there. Can I get it again? A little bit, a little bit, a little bit. There's a point where, there, right there, right there. Ah, thank you, Hyrax. You've shown me the thing. Cruise climb. Oh, just those little hesitations. The part where we're getting non-hesitations is brought to us courtesy of the fact that we have oh, you know what? I think you might have picked up about a 1/10 right there. That was solid right through there. Okay, we'll come around here. That's not what I want to see. Oh, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. We're gonna state it for the unofficial record. We're getting G8'd here. This is definitely G8. We're getting G8'd in that there are moments where the traction is. We want the traction to be here, but the traction is here, not here where we want it to be. It's out kind of here. That's a G8 thing. This Hyrax is already doing, I think, better than what we saw from the Class 2 Hyrax. So maybe they're taking some benefit from either the size or the randomly selected inserts. And on top of that, we are getting the Truth and Lies compilation here. The front felt too smushy. It doesn't appear to be. The rear felt just about right. And you know what? It feels like it is. We've got one more little, I almost forgot, we've got a breakover right here. Hey, I found a spot to hang the rear end up. Come around right here. I don't want to see skatey right there. That is what I don't want to see. Now it pulled through, and with a little more wheel speed, yeah, see, a little more bouncy. I don't want it to be a little more bouncy. I want it to do the thing. The lower the throttle input we can do the thing with, the better we're doing. They're so big. That's a big tire. That's not up for discussion. So we're in a situation where what we seem to be lacking is a bit of forward drive. Along with that bit of forward drive, some lateral stability. That could be the softness of the front causing that little smudge over in the front. We'll see if the rear firmness is right for this. Whoop! Ooh. Okay, right there. Right there. Get over, get over, get over, get over, get over. You know I don't like to see drop back. Okay. It's making me do the thing that I don't want to do. It's doing the thing on the one hand. We get that real slow speed. I can't detract from that. Get over, get over. But you saw full lock left. Where are we going? To the right. The Hyrax is making me take its line. Oh no. It is also, okay, we're going to try to squirt the rear end over. I'm going to try to get in right up against the lamp here. There it is. It's... Dang. This is the problem. This is the problem with the experience historically that we've had with G8. That being, this tire is so very close. It is a very similar feeling to what we experience with the compound that no one asked for, RC four-wheel drive X2 S3. It is very nearly the amount of traction that we would want, but it's not quite. Like right there, a tire that tall should be pulling that ledge without trying. We should just be able to hop right over this, and instead it gets squirty. Okay, try to get up. Okay, real slow, real slow. I need to pull that top edge across that rock. And it's not going to let me do it. Come across here. Now, that amount of steer angle, that amount of lug, I should be able to push the front end. The front end should be moving to the left, closer to the lamp. And I can kind of pop it over there. We have enough traction to kind of maintain, but we don't have enough traction to get us into the spot that we want to be in. And we can't really go with an insert. Those dropbacks. Those dropbacks are, for a tire of this type, death. Did I mention that they were drawer chalky from sitting in a drawer? So these tires got a nice simple green bath and scrub like 20 minutes before filming started. Pair that with super soft inserts in the front and what I would call a medium soft in the back, and these tires should be optimized. But so I hope that we're not falling into the realm of foregone conclusions where I kind of have an expectation of what's going to happen here. I think we'll do reasonably okay right here. Yeah. And then we're going to get some slip here. Probably on the rear. Yeah. Not as, honestly, I thought we were going to get a little more chugga up there, but that wasn't that bad. Ground clearance, go where you want. Do what you like. Zubba zubba zub. Straight cut. All right. This is the best that they've done so far. For sure. For sure. Can we go straight over Undertaker? Yeah, why not? Cut this side. Those little hesitations. Because we have seen tires in the past, as well as quite recently, perform functions like this with no hesitations. Took a little wider shot at it. Yeah. Come right over here. Okay. I don't know how we got the pumpkin involved, but is that gonna pull over? That's okay. All right. No, there it is. There it is. There's that nose push. We'll get it back. Okay. It is going to lose those tenths here because it's misbehaving, basically. So the micro hesitations are more damning than, almost more damning than just outright failures to do the thing. Because outright failure just means the tire's bad. And at least that's funny for something. Failures to do that little bit of slip, those failures are the things that make you go, well, I'm not going to buy that tire. I'm not going to buy that tire because it's gonna chugga and ugga-dugga on me. Oh. Come on, you can get through there. No, you can't. Oof. Ooh, I like the scrapey noise the metal makes on the way down, though. So the rear insert is definitely right there. It's right where we want to be. I don't know if this is going to have the. Oh yeah, that push of getting the front end up over, that was all rear insert there. Nice. Nice. Don't get into that slot. Yeah, okay. All right, hold on. We'll go to about a 20. This right here. This is a problem, okay? We are getting some fencetal involvement there, but we should get some kind of motion. It should be translated into something. It should be pushing the front end. I needed, Hyrax, I needed you to get up that. I need you to get up this side. Because if you don't, you will be the only Class 3 Plus tire that we've tested here that hasn't done it. And it's because here's what it comes down to. It's not insert, it's not relationship of the tire and insert to the vehicle. Okay, go around it. There you go. It's that the Hyrax, it has a line that it wants. And it's not going to let me take any other line aside from that one. It knows where it wants to go, and it's going to make me go there. And sometimes the place where it wants to make me go is not available. That spot is not open. Okay, over there. Let's see how our mushy squishies do on the front. Feels all right. Feels all right. Yeah, they feel super soft on the bench, and they're pretty planted out here. So that we have conflict on multiple fronts. One is G8 compound. Two is the Hyrax lug. It's peculiar. It gives your front end some wishy-washiness. And then third is just there's a lot of sidewall, so that's not helping. And it's a 2-2. I mean, it's a 2-2. What are we supposed to do aside from? I mean, I guess the inner part of the dual stage be even harder. So we make an effort not to take more points off, because I don't want a tire that is so letter specific about the insert. And this insert is maybe as good as we can do on the day. Put these in another tire, they would probably do phenomenally. But the Hyrax is like, I want what I want and I do what I do. And that's not helping anyone. Whoo-wee, I'm dodging ants today. The ants are spicy today. There should not have been. Dang it. That little hesitation, that's not a lot of hesitation, but it's enough. You know what I mean? Should handle this plenty, no problem. Nice, nice. Okay, start your swing. Front end push, more push than I would like, but it's keeping it reasonably tidy. Can you bring it inside? That's not bad. The descending is surprisingly good for the squishiness of that front end. Okay, why do you look so good here? I said that it would look the best over at Daphne's. No, it looks the best over here. That was nice. Okay, now we'll see what the Collapsitron looks like over here. Is that gonna hold? Is that gonna hold? Almost. Well and truly almost. That's a tough move for a lot of tires, because there's a little groove. You drop into a little groove, and that groove will kind of steer you. So, is this gonna hold? Ooh. As I said, that is a lot of sidewall. And this could come into, we are trying to maximize forward drive. So we have a very soft insert up front. And that's gonna make us a little squidgy in the steer. But this is a give to get. Like, I don't think the side hill is gonna be altogether that bad. I think we might see a little lift We're doing some prognostications, you know, to keep things fun and interesting. We might see some lift, high side front, but I don't think it's going to be bad, and that's the problem. The scoring on the card already looks like we're going to fall into a place that, like, we're going to fall into that but why place, because we could do a lot worse, but we can also do better. I think there's just something about the big boy 2-2, the 57922, where it's a matter of, like, what are they for now? Like, where are these still being used? The days of the AR-60 are kind of behind us. Aside from, like, you know, RB-14s, Rift. But I think that across the board, I think for everything that you do on a given day, let's see, any lift? No, it's fine. It's fine. It got light. It got light. I think the front tire, I don't think it came up, but I think we weren't getting a lot out of it. Let's come across right here. I like to go up across the point. There we go. Just to flex in both meanings, because we flex, because that's all four wheels down, because why not? The performance characteristics of the LP have kind of left these behind. And we tested the LP Hyrax long ago, and I remember vaguely and distantly, I remembered something akin to similar sentiment, which is these are very nearly good enough, but not. See if it gets light. Yeah, it's got that slip. It has far more of the side slip than, did I say that right? The side slide slip. It's tough to say. It's got more of that than one would anticipate. Yeah, we did a lot of that. Yeah, I thought that was pretty good. Okay, we've got Daphne's third. We've got Hans. And then we've got, okay, we did the staircase. We did Mount Tumbledore. We did Hans. Yeah, okay. We got like, oh yeah. We got three more stops. Choo choo. I don't know. Oh, those have been around a while. Here's a small flashback to that excavator that was dredging the trench and had a backup beeper go off for like, I think it was like 5 days. It was 5 or 6 days that, like, 12 hours a day, it was just beeping. So not really a backup beeper. I guess that was like an operation beeper. This one is starting and stopping. I don't know what it is. I feel like what's going to happen is we're going to get out onto Wheelbarrow Point, and that front end is going to scooch out on us. Oh. Yep. Right about there. Right, it was right about there. But we don't, we never tap out. Never give up. I think it might have been a street sweeper backing up, because I didn't hear the while the beeping was going. So it's a trade. It's one or the other. I don't know if there's a spot, because, okay, with the Hyrax, whose theme song is Go Your Own Way, Fleetwood Mac? There's a line. There's a spot here at Hans Bubby where we have to have the rear end in a spot. And that spot is right about here. Because what we need to do is we need to steer and stay as close to white marker as we can. Right there. And we don't want to overload and lift. We don't want it to do that. But because we have to put so much steer lock in to try to push it over, that's just sidewall. I don't think this has anything specifically to do with G8 or with the tread of the Hyrax. I think it has everything to do with the fact that the sidewall is like 40 millimeters tall, and it's just folding over. And if we put in an insert that's stiff enough to maintain that integrity of that sidewall, it's gonna kill our forward drive. And we are at the thinnest edge of usable forward drive as it is. You get 3 strikes. We're at bat right there. Nope, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Okay, try. Nope. I stand behind the inserts. I'm sitting behind the inserts, but I would stand behind them because I think they're giving the old. Don't do it. Don't stop. Stop it. What are you? Stop doing it. You know what? Sometimes don't listen to yourself. Sometimes it's better if you don't listen to yourself. No. Cannot. That is a maneuver which cannot be executed. So why? I mean, I was going to say, like, rhetorically stated, why do I feel like it's going to have a hard time with the soft side? Because I think it is. Over that, cut back. Oh no. Oh no. Come on. Come on. Oh, thank goodness. It's not great. It's not great. We can get there, but it is not great. Soft side. Oh, all right. Well, butter my biscuits. The better on the soft side than on the other side. Again, not great. Took us 3 hacks to get in right here. Yeah, we're figuring it out now. Don't do it. Yeah. The catch. The catch is tougher than it should be. Now again, we could see that hop? It's a tractional level that we'll there we go. Maybe a little higher. Center that frame a little better. There you go. There you go. So, ordinarily, you take a tire, if you go like this, it's going to put enough attitude that you can get up over. It's just, it's an amount of traction. Is it? Yeah, that's what it wants. So this kind of is a rift tire. It's not, get out of here. Flying things, get out. Oh no. And what we're looking at, we're not specifically looking at just the donkey, at how high the kick is. Energy return is too much about the insert, the relationship between the insert and the tire. These inserts, like I say, I'm standing behind them. What we're looking at is that slide back, that glide back. We don't want any. We want it hit, stick. We want the Velcro ball. You throw it and it goes, quick. That's what we want. And we're not getting that. Even when I get up, there's that little slide, like ½ an inch. That is how you get a fair to middling bump score. Oh, he's uncapped the pen. My goal for the day should be make a card that's official to this. Yeah, I'm gonna go down there. All that's left is wet, and then arithmetic, and then we go about our business. That's how these things work. My hopes were right in the middle, and we're kind of landing right there. Nothing left but the wet and the mathin'. I want to say, do we change our opinions on forward drive at all? No. I feel like, and I don't even know. Is it acceptable as a bouncer tire? Wouldn't you want a bouncer tire to have a bit more integrity to it? And I don't mean integrity in terms of like it won't accept bribes. I mean, like it will stay in the shape of a tire long. Oh, here he comes. Do you want to bet he flies directly overhead? Because I bet that he's going to. Here he comes. It's been a minute. I think we've been a good long minute of a video without Mr. Chopper Whomper going directly overhead. Here he comes. Here he comes. Let's just pause here for a minute. Yeah, straight, directly over my head. I could not turn my head and just tilt my head straight back. He goes right over. Every time. Maybe he's into rock crawling. I don't know. Not bad. Little slippy slidey. Honestly, do you see it? Are you seeing it? Let's see. Some hop and pop up front. There it is, right there. Yep. I saw what I thought I was going to see. And there's a possibility, there's a limited possibility out at the outside edge that I saw what I thought I would see. So we come to the end, my friends, and we ask ourselves, how did the Hyrax non-LP 2.2 do the big tall boy? Well, it put up a 93.8, which is not great. Like, there's kind of an unofficial cutoff on the board at about 94, where if a tire is below a 94, there's really not any reason. There's just no reason. And I'm going to, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to check my internet strength. And I'm going to Google here while I'm talking to you. We don't have hopes that are too high because, in my estimation, the ProLine Hyrax 2.2 probably came out a long time ago. I'm Googling it because I want to find out how much it costs. That's what we're doing. We're going to go over to A-Main. And that's the Predator version. Give me the G8 version. They're the same price? They are the same exact price. Okay. ProLine Hyrax 2.2, that is the PRO10132-14, is $33.99 a pair. And they will come with an unusable foam. You can even tell from the imagery, the foam is so stuffed in there, power stuffed, that we would have a lot more lug noise and a lot more skating around. $33.99. Manufacturer does not allow coupons. I wanted to see added to catalog. This was added to our product catalog on July 18th, 2019. The Hyrax is an outdated pattern, and I know that's ridiculous to say because we have a lot of tires that have been running the same pattern for ages and ages. But G8 is the other problem. It's a compound that they've been running for ages and ages, and that compound has been surpassed by virtually every other compound out there. Any newer compound or any compound that has been updated over time to get where it is now is just better. $33.99 a pair for these, and you will need foams, is a non-starter as far as I'm concerned. A 93.8 notwithstanding. Of course, the 93.8 falls into the region of don't buy these. They're not worth it anyway, regardless of price. I mean, I'm not going to recommend you go out and buy a 93.8 if they're $20 a pair. Because it's just, life is too short. It's just not worth it. I'm not even disappointed by the Hyrax because I can't be surprised. The Hyrax LP are fair. The Hyrax Class 2s, the 1.9 Hyrax are fair. It's the thing that surprises me most about the Hyrax is that manufacturers from far-flung regions, from faraway places, they keep knocking that tire off. The Hyrax has to be the most ubiquitously cloned tire, and it's not that good. Like, clone a tire that's better. I've yet to see the Hyrax. I'm not sure, I'm not 100% sure, but in terms of name brands, at tires above 5 inches tall, I think this is the lowest scoring one. And we gave it every advantage. They are feathered, they are running dual stage inserts, front and rear, softs, basically super soft fronts and medium soft rears, and we couldn't really get anything out of them, and not for lack of trying. The shape of the tire and the orientation of the lugs is something that might work in other locales and might be suitable to bouncing around, but there are tires that you will bounce better and there are tires that will crawl better, and both of them cost less money. 93.8 is not great. The second highest score it recorded was for wet. So maybe someone in the comments will say, I only run these in the rainforest and they're amazing. I'm not discounting that. That might indeed be the case. But G8 and Hyrax are the twin force powers activating in a very mediocre way. 'Tis a shame. Into the bin, back into the drawer they go. Back into your daily business you go. I thank you so much for watching. I invite you to tune in for whatever we have next. Comment below if you have anything to say or ask, or just want to be like, hey man, what's going on? In between now and when that event occurs, I hope that you all will at least make an effort to do your best. Have a good one, everybody. We'll see you again real soon here from the canyon with whatever happens on that day. You don't know, I don't know, Wolverine doesn't know, the universe doesn't know. It is the spur of the moment. I could just claim that I drove out of frame, but nope. They're too soft on the sidewall and I flipped over. And I can't think of a better note to end on. We'll see you next time, everybody.